petition went unanswered. The Galactic Conclave's great chamber hummed with the quiet indifference of civilizations that had survived long enough to stop caring. Ambassador Ran of the Vorath stood at the center podium. A small, gray-skinned being with hollow black eyes and 4 trembling fingers pressed flat against the speaking surface. Behind him floated a holographic display of his homeworld. Fifth, a jungle moon slowly being consumed by the industrial sprawl of the Quranic Empire, strip-mining it for 60 years without a single vote of opposition. "We ask only for recognition," Ren said, his translator collar flickering. A seat, a voice, protection under the Conclave Charter. The chamber held 400 delegates. 398 said nothing. 2 were asleep. The session timer expired. The podium retracted. Ren stood alone as the delegates filed out like water around a stone. He had made this petition 11 times in 9 years. 11 times. The result had always been the same, silence. But one delegate remained. Captain Aarav Voss of the Earth Diplomatic Corps, 34, sharp-jawed, visibly furious. Appointed to the conclave only 8 months prior, she still possessed the dangerous quality of someone who hadn't yet learned to stop being outraged. She crossed the empty chamber floor and stopped in front of Ren. "How many Vorath are left?" she asked. No one had ever asked him that before, not in 11 petitions. "Approximately 9,000, he said, scattered across for refugee stations. "Beth will be uninhabitable in 6 years. He stared at the dying hologram of his moon, green and gold wrapped in smoke. "Give me 2 weeks, she said, and 2 weeks she took. She didn't sleep much. Earth had no military fleet worth mentioning, no ancient alliances, no leverage. What it did have was a newly elected Secretary General, Marcus Okafor, who trusted her, and a communications archive she spent 70 hours poring over. Every conclave vote for the past century, every procedural clause, every footnote in the charter. She found what she needed on page 412 of the conclave's founding document. A clause so old it had never been invoked. The threshold provision. If a species fell below 10,000 members and no member state sponsored their charter application, any junior member could force a mandatory conclave review requiring a recorded vote. A recorded vote meant accountability. It meant names attached to silence. She filed the motion at 0300 station time, alone at her desk, with Ren seated across from her, drinking something warm, watching her with his unreadable black eyes. "They will vote no," he said quietly. "Probably," she admitted. "But they'll have to say it out loud." This time, the chamber floor was full. Word had traveled fast. Being forced to act drew attention. Delegates arrived curious, some irritated, a few openly hostile. The Quranic delegation sat in the front row with the stillness of those who had already won and knew it. She stood at the podium. She did not speak about law. She did not cite articles, provisions, or precedent. Instead, she pulled up a single image. A Vorath child, no older than 5, sitting in a gray corridor of Refugee Station 7, drawing shapes on the floor with a broken stylus. "This child was born in exile," she said. "She has never seen her home world. She draws it from memory, her grandmother's memory, passed down in stories, because that is all that's left." She let the silence hold. "We are not asking you to go to war. We are not asking you to spend a single credit. We are asking you to say out loud, in the record, that this child exists, that her people exist, that their disappearance is something the conclave saw." The vote opened. The tally, 301 against, 97 in favor. The Vorath petition failed, but 301 civilizations had their names recorded. By morning, 14 independent news networks across 6 systems had published the list. Within a week, 3 mid-tier conclave members, quietly embarrassed and suddenly aware of their constituents, approached Ren with informal offers of refugee resettlement. It wasn't salvation. It wasn't justice. But afterward, Ren found the child in the corridor and placed one gray hand briefly over hers. "One petition," he said. "You are the first person who made them uncomfortable." She looked toward the chamber doors. "Good," she said. "Discomfort is where things start. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life."